Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a very requested video. A lot of people wanted me to break down my weight loss. I've recorded this video more times than I can count in the past few months, and I've been so scared to post it. Finally, re-recording, and I'm gonna post this one. So my personal weight loss came primarily from the sleeve gastrectomy surgery. There's multiple weight loss surgeries that you can undergo. One being the sleeve gastrectomy. You also have a gastric bypass, lap band. There's so many ways that you can lose weight with surgery, and I decided the sleeve gastrectomy would be best for me. Basically, your stomach goes from being this entire pouch. You get like 80% of it removed, and it's just this like sleeve, the slim band now. I know it's kind of weird with the lifestyle changes that came from that. Part of the reason I was very scared to post this is I didn't want people to think that like, oh, she couldn't like lose weight like in a normal way. She had to like cheat the system and take surgery to do it. Weight problems ran in my family on both sides. I unfortunately got very poor genes. I tried dieting. I was active as a kid. I was like playing volleyball, basketball. I played sports, and just nothing really seemed to work for me. I was just always heavier. I'm also very like tall. I feel like kind of like played into it a bit, and I'm gonna self-diagnose myself with an eating or a former eating disorder, which I feel like I still have. Binge eating disorder. Have also suffered with depression, and I don't know if that's why I binge eat a lot, but I'm very uncomfortable eating around people because I like gorge myself on food. I use like food as a way to like kind of like make myself feel better, and I feel like that's partially where my weight came from. Choosing the surgery, it counters that, and it also helped me lose weight, which both in turn made me very happy. I still do suffer from depression, as most of you guys know. This was a very healthy method for me to take that not only improved my physical health, but my mental health the same. It changed my life for the better, the absolute better. And I got it done at 18 years old, and I could not have been happier that I decided to take that decision. I don't know if anyone of you guys are out there watching this, like debating getting the surgery. I recommend it. Now, the surgery does have pros and cons. Deciding to get the surgery, I had to like sign a waiver that I wouldn't sue my doctor. There are so many things that could go wrong with the surgery. It could leave you to a lifetime of malnourishment. I mean, like you can expand your stomach slightly, but I hear that you can't get your stomach back to full, like the full size like it was before surgery. You could be signing up for malnutrition. You could like this like surgery, if not performed correctly, could like leak inside you, and it caused like a lot of like intestinal problems, bowel problems. It could go wrong, and that is like terrifying, but a successful gastric sleeve in my opinion is amazing. Okay, so I am going to break down the process of surgery. I went into my doctor's office in April, I believe, of 2019, and we sat down and we discussed the surgery options I had, and we decided on gastric sleeve based on my age and like what I was looking to achieve. And so after that point, we set the initial surgery date for June 12th of 2019. So I had a few months to prepare. I had a few months to get out 28 vials of blood drawn, a lot of blood drawn, like lots of blood. If you are terrified of needles, might not be the best for you. It really wasn't that bad. I did it all in one sitting, and you know, you just look away and you're good. So to do a sleep apnea, like for 3 nights, you have to like attach like a bunch of like sticky things to your body and like put like tubes in your nose. It makes sure that you don't have any sleep problems. Oh, I had to do a 3-hour therapy session to make sure I was in the right mental health. That was yikes. I'm not a big I didn't like my therapist, and it was very uncomfortable. She made me come in on like her day off. Like I came in like a Saturday, like the office closed. It was just me and her, and it was very uncomfortable. 30 days prior to surgery, you have to start a keto diet kind of. You stay under 20 grams of carbs for 30 days. And that was probably like the most difficult portion of the prior to surgery for me. After the first week of staying low carb, it was very easy for me to get through, but I ended up pushing back my surgery. We set the date for June 12th. I had to start that keto diet on May 12th, and so I had like 2 weeks of eating what I was planning on never eating again in my life. I was like, yeah, I can't do that. So I pushed back the surgery to July 3rd. I almost canceled it because I was not prepared to give up all that stuff and give up what I thought was the most important things in my life. I thought I was giving up my like food freedom, and so that gave me until June 2nd to eat what I wanted. So I got like an extra 2 weeks of like just eating literally anything and everything. It was a laparoscopic procedure, which means he sticks a couple like small like tubes into your stomach, one being a camera, and so you don't have any massive scarring. During that, one of the tubes has to lift up your liver so he can see your stomach and cut it out. So your liver has to be very, very tiny, so you have to stay low carb because carbs expand your liver. You actually go through like food withdrawal, like carb withdrawal, when you're in like that time period. After like the first week, it got very, very, very simple for me, but it was very tough at the beginning, and I would never want to do it again. The 2 days before surgery, you start a liquid diet. I pretty much lived off popsicles, and I did try protein shakes, but I wasn't a big fan of them. They were very, very, very sweet for me, so I didn't really do that. I just kind of chilled with popsicles. Surgery day, you go to the hospital like 5 a.m. I think I went in. You wipe yourself down with like some like cleaning cloth, swab your mouth and stuff with like some weird like antiseptic, like just so you don't have any germs on you when you go in. And then I spent the next 3 days in the hospital after getting my stomach removed. It was the most painful thing that I've had to do. And like you forget pain, thankfully, but it was definitely one of like the hardest 3 days of my life. After you wake up in the morning, they force you to get up and move into a like chair next to you, and you sit in that chair all day. They don't want you just like to sit and lay. Getting up and moving after having just had your stomach ripped out, you're in so much pain. They literally had to drag me out of bed because I could not sit up on my own. And then I would sit in the chair for the rest of the day, pretty much sleep there, but it's just they wanted me to be sitting up. I don't know why, but like I think there's like a medical reason as to why they wanted me to sit up instead of lay down. Started making me take walks around like the hospital wing. Started with just like down the hall and back. Later that night we would go like down the hall like further and then back. Then like on day 3 we would go like all the way around, like we go down the hall to the left, back to the right, and then in my room. Unfortunately for me, on day 3 we had a little bit of a problem, and it was like kind of on the hospital. It was not my doctor. He had requested that because you had to have a catheter put in. It was supposed to be taken out on 6 a.m. on the 3rd day. They left it in like a lot later than they should have. That sucked, and I could have been out probably earlier in the day, but they took it out really late. And they also took my IV out at the same time because my IV fell out of my vein, and my arm was like exploding because all the water was just going into my arm. It wasn't going into any veins or anything. It was just sitting in my arm. My arm was so swollen, and like we were hoping that because like you have to pee before you get to go home after having a catheter in bladder. It was relying on something, and now it has to make sure that your bladder's like there ready to like do its job so you don't like explode. I was just sitting there like waiting to pee. I was there for about 14 hours, like just chilling. I think they gave me like some like Tylenol or something, like some liquid pain medicine. It was dog water. It was so bad. But eventually, like later on in the day, they had someone put an IV back in me. The person that did it was garbage. She could not get it in. She stabbed me twice before getting it in. No, she actually didn't even get it in. She stabbed me twice. Pointless. They had to get like, I don't know if she was like the owner of the hospital, like, but she was like high up in charge. She came down. She pulled someone from the ER that was like really good with veins. He came up and he inserted the IV for me later. It took me about like 6 hours before getting to pee and go home. I was sitting there. I was in so much pain because like I wasn't on pain medicine because like we didn't think it was gonna take that long. After that, I got to go home. You stay on a liquid diet for 2 weeks after surgery, so it was a lot of yogurt, popsicles still, fudgesicles. A little bit later in like the 2 weeks, I started getting into broth, like chicken broth. After surgery, you start protein supplement. GenPro protein is the best protein in the world. It is flavorless. The scoops are like so much smaller than a traditional protein. This is 30 grams right here. I always take about three of these a day. Still take about 3 of them a day. After the 2 weeks, you start a puree diet, and that was like awful. I had lost my uncle and I had to go to Pennsylvania for the funeral. I live in Florida, so 2 weeks out of surgery, it was like literally like day 1 of my puree diet. I had to fly out to go to a funeral, so like I didn't know what I was gonna be eating, and I was getting sick a lot at the start of surgery. Like after surgery, nothing was agreeing with me, and I was like throwing up all the time, so I had to hop on a plane and fly across the world trying to figure out how to puree things in a hotel room. I ended up eating a lot of mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes were solid. Cheese off pizza, like that kind of like got me through my 5-6 days out of town. I was like, I couldn't do it though. I literally could not do a puree diet. It was so bad. My doctor recommended like scrambled eggs on my puree diet, but I threw up every time I ate eggs. My mom did make like a pot roast a few times, and like I would have like blended beef and like carrots and stuff like that. Like that was fine. I typically ate like a lot of like cheese dipped in mustard, like and mixed in protein. I had a lot of like tomato soup and chicken noodle soup. I had like a lot of that. Still had a lot of popsicles even though I'm on puree. But that was like probably like the hardest part of the surgery, was finding things to eat during that 3 month period. On October 3rd, I was released from the puree diet, thankfully. I'm not proud of myself for this, but I decided to cheat a little bit on my first day onto a regular diet. It was the worst cheat I've ever had in my entire life. I ate two. Actually, no, it was like the night of the second, I kind of broke a little bit. I ate a little like frozen pizza. I think it was pizza made on like a chicken breast that was like frozen. It was low carb. It like fit my diet perfectly. It tasted disgusting. It was the worst thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. I took a bite and I threw it out. And like, that's wasteful, sure. I was proud of myself for doing that because like old me, I would have even if it was bad, I would have eaten it. I did not eat for 3 months, but I threw it out because it was gross and it was not worth putting those calories and like that like stuff into my body. On the second, I woke up, I had gone to a local taco place and got I got a taco and chips. It wasn't good. It really wasn't. I used to love this taco place. I loved the queso. I loved the chips. It was not good. Later that day, I tried, I went to Panera and tomato soup, and I got a grilled cheese. I took a bite of the grilled cheese and had a little bit of soup. I didn't finish the grilled cheese. I didn't even have like a half. I literally took like a bite or two. Like I can only eat 2 to 4 ounces. I don't know if you guys know how big. It's this size. This is how much I eat at a time. I eventually, with time, learned to eat eggs. I also really liked buffalo chicken dip. You know, I lost a lot of weight. I deserve to have some chips before I want to. In January, I kind of went, I'm still on like I'm like a year in on just eating like bad food now. Found like a very low calorie, low carb ice cream sundae. I made it myself. If you guys would like to know my recipe for ice cream sundaes, guilt-free ice cream sundaes, I will let you guys know it if you guys want. It started as like a once a week thing, that it became like once a day thing, and now it is like twice to 3 times a day thing. I'm eating a lot more than I should be. Like I think I'm eating like 1,200 calories a day. 4 or 5 weeks ago I was eating 600 calories a day. I've put on 3 pounds and it's very upsetting to me, and I'm already like a very low weight. I'm in a healthy weight range for me, but I like really would like to hit 127 pounds. Oh, cauliflower pizza. I ate a lot of cauliflower pizza. You guys know my cauliflower pizza. Cauliflower foods, cauliflower pizza. It's sold at Walmart. It's a crust. You put the crust in the oven for 10 minutes. You take it out. You let it sit for 10 minutes. You top it with your pizza sauce, cheese, whatever you want. You can put pepperoni on it. You can put literally whatever you want on it. It's low carb, 60 I think calories per serving. Serving is 1/3 of a pizza crust. That fills me up like crazy. Did not really do much exercise the first like year of surgery. All I really did for like that first year was just walk around stores and stuff. I would go to a store every day and I just walk around, browse things. Broke my bank account, but it got me walking, it got me moving. After about like a year, I started at the gym with the personal trainer. I ended up gaining weight with the trainer, gaining muscle because I lost a lot of muscle, and so I quit the gym with the trainer because I was gaining weight because of the muscle added to my body, because I lost a lot of muscle. That was toxic of me to do that. I ended up rejoining the gym with her. I just couldn't do it because I was gaining weight, so I quit with the trainer, but I kept going for cardio. Quit the gym I was at and I moved to Planet Fitness, and now after stream, I'm trying to go every single day, get cardio in at least 15 minutes, burn off at least 200 calories, strength training to not only tighten my skin, add muscle to me, that will boost my metabolism, which will also help me lose weight. I also did, with the gastric sleeve, I got plastic surgery, one being an arm lift. I don't like my arm lift. I feel like he left a lot of skin. I should not be able to like grab this much skin. It was supposed to get rid of saggy skin, and I still have saggy skin. But yeah, I have scars on both sides of my arms. I also have scar coming from like right about here to my inner thigh at the top. Part of the reason I'm doing strength training, trying to like tighten that. And then I also got a tummy tuck, which I have a scar from my mid hip to my other mid hip. I have a scar from my mid hip to my other mid hip. I already had a scar on my stomach from surgery I had when I was a child. Sure, you'd probably prefer scars over the skin, but if you have not had weight problems, maybe you would be like, that's not worth it, but to me it was. Also, if you guys would like me to start a fitness channel, I would be very open to doing food tutorials with you guys and like what I eat on a daily basis. But I have made, like, I found a lot of food that is healthy that keeps me low calorie. And then I could also do like the more I explore the gym and find out what works for my body in helping me not only lose weight but like tone my body. If you guys would like me to do like fitness things, if you'd like it on my main channel on YouTube, let me know. If you'd like me to start a fitness channel, let me know, because I'd be definitely open to doing that. Now we are going to talk about numbers. I have never wanted to, like I've told you guys, I've lost like 130 pounds, said my weight now, but it's really hard for me to sit down and say this is the weight I started at. I don't care what number you're at on the scale. I have been judged for my weight so many times, and it is just very hard for me to say this is what I weighed and put this out in the world for you guys to sit and potentially judge me. So I am 5'9" and 3/4. I will round and say I'm 5'10". I just got a new keyboard. Can this, hello? Why is this not letting me type? I've never used this ducky before. Every time I like hit the key, it just lights up. It just turns on a light. I can't type anything. I cannot type anything. We are at technical difficulty central right now. Plugging my keyboard, I'm putting it back in. Can I type now? Okay, I can't type now. I don't know what I did. I really do not know what I did. I started at 270 pounds, give or take. My BMI started at 38.7 before surgery. Underweight is lower than 18.5. Normal weight is 18.5 to 24.9. Overweight is 25 to 29.9, and obesity is BMI of 30 or greater. I fell into the obese category at 38.7. Like, my doctor has told me that this scale is stupid. My nutritionist has told me that this is stupid. It was made by someone years ago that thinks that you should be way thinner than you actual. It's still like I was like very overweight. My lowest weight was about 136. If I was at 127, I would be underweight. I would like to be underweight personally, because I am a psychopath. Right now I'm sitting about 140, 141-ish. I'll go 141. So I'm sitting at 20.2 on my BMI. So I went from like around 270 to 140. That is 130 pounds. I don't know. It's still, I feel bad that I ever let myself get to 270. Like, I mean, if you're sitting out there, you're watching and like you're 270, like I'm not like hating on you. I'm not saying anything like that. It's just, I personally wish I never let myself get to that point. But you know, if I tried harder, if I ate better, if I didn't binge eat food, maybe it wouldn't have gotten to that point. Me getting to that point, like I have a lot of stretch marks, I have a lot of things in my body, and I just wish that I could go back and have never got to like that point. Now I'm gonna show you guys photos of me before. This was right after surgery. I'm still wearing my hospital bands from the gastric sleeve. I wish I had photos of me before this, because I was a couple pounds like lighter here because of the keto diet prior, and just the fact that I had to have my stomach removed. I also wish I had like a lot of like front facing photos, because I feel like I look very wide right now, and I wish I got to see like how wide I was then, because photos have been my best friend through this. I see myself as very overweight. Part of the reason I don't have my hair brown anymore is because I always see myself as very overweight when I look at myself, and me having dark hair keeps me in that mindset. I don't know, mental health is very rocky after weight loss, and these photos help me. It's crazy how slim my arms are. Like I could see, like this is me with like slim, ow. It's crazy how slim my arm is compared to like that photo. I mean, I guess it's taken from this side, but my arm is so much thinner than it was in that, and like, and I can see I have come a long way. But when I look at myself in a mirror, I look at my arm and I see that. That is what I see. And I don't know if that's ever gonna change. I feel like it gets better with time, but you know, I really don't know. Take photos of your before, because it'll help you greatly. This is me. Just ignore like how messy every room is gonna be in all these. Slightly after that photo, but not like, it was after I took my hospital bands off, but like I'm still very like overweight. First photo I took with my like shirt up to where you can see my stomach. A lot of rolls going on. I still got like a little pouch here, which even with like the tummy tuck, I feel like that's never gonna change. I still got like little back rolls going like here. You know, some things you can't change. I'm working on it, but you know, I beat myself up over like a back roll or like a roll in my stomach. That's normal. It's normal. And it's crazy how far I've come from here. It was a little bit after that photo. Still definitely overweight, but you can start seeing like differences. Dude, my bathroom's getting rework done here, so just ignore the mess, because like we were selling our house at this point, and so we were like redoing everything. You could definitely see in this photo, I feel like this is the first photo I can really see a difference. Even though like my shirt's not up as much as it was, I can personally see that like I'm getting thinner in like my abdominal area. Here's another photo of me. You can really see like a difference here for me. Like this is like a crazy difference. Like I'm definitely getting thinner up like my top like abdomen. Here's another photo of me, super thin, like way thinner than I expected. I really missed my hair this long. This was the start of 2020, I believe. After a gym day, it went from that to here we are sitting at this. So definitely lost like a lot of abdominal weights, and that was in a 6-month period. This was like July to this was January. This was my first photo in January of 2020. Most people don't lose as much weight as I did as fast as I did for the gastric sleeve. From the time I got the gastric sleeve to January of like literally 6 months later, I had already lost 100% of my excess weight. I was in 170 in January. I might have been even 160s in January. Most people lose about like 30% of their excess weight, 40% of their excess weight. In like the first 6 months, I had lost 100%. My doctor said like out of every patient he sees, only like about one person each year loses like that 100%. And I was that patient. I'm very proud of myself for that. I did it very rapidly. It was smart. So a couple months past this photo, still getting real slim. Still gray hair. The reason I got a tummy tuck is because this is like the hardest part to like counter on your weight loss journey, is like you will never get like a flat like lower stomach. This was December 6th. Everything. This is like the first photo I feel like I have of like me like looking forward. I really don't like my thighs. My thighs stick out a lot. My thighs are like very like saggy on the inside still, even after like the surgery. This is me from the side. Knowing me, I probably suck it in a little bit. I don't take photos from the side without sucking in slightly. Yeah, like crazy difference from here and here to right here. This was January 6th of this year. You can like see the scars I have for my tummy tuck. I still want to work on like this portion right here, because like I would like a flatter, like I need to get muscle here is like what I'm trying to say. And this was me from the side. Definitely like crazy difference. My arms are extremely thin. After the tummy tuck, I lost like that little like saggy like pouch that I had going on my abdomen. This is a photo of me sucking in. Was me at 136 pounds sucking in. The reason I took this photo is because I don't think I look healthy in this photo. And the next photo, also, I do not look healthy. I don't look healthy, and I took this photo to remind myself that I needed, like, if I'm gonna keep losing weight and I'm gonna keep going lower, it has to be with the gym, and it has to not be me starving myself and eating low calories. And I don't want to look like this either. Once again, sucking in partially. Oh dang, you can, okay, this is like a lot of people like don't notice my stretch marks. I do have a ton of stretch marks, 100% about it. Stretch marks are normal, especially going through weight loss. Can't really do much about them. I have them on my abdomen, I have them on my arms like here. And this is a photo of me back on March 12th. We are now on March 23rd, so this was 11 days ago. I feel like I look good here. I feel like I look healthy here. I would like to look like this all the time. I have put on like 3 pounds since this photo, and so I would like to lose weight, but if I looked like this for the rest of my life, I would be happy. I have come a crazy way from where I started. I should honestly be more happy with the progress I've made. I kind of feel like maybe I'm never gonna be like completely happy with like how I've come from like where I started. Like I hope one day I do find like that inner peace with myself, but I don't know, every day I wake up and I'm like, I want something different. Like I want to lose more, I want to feel better, I want to be thinner, I want to have the perfect body, and like no one has the perfect body. I don't know if it's like social media models that make me think that like I'm not like great as is. I don't know why I'm not more happy with myself, because I can look great, and like I really wish I like didn't dislike my appearance so much now. For me right now, I think this is perfect, but I didn't think that then. I really wish that I could be just finally happy with myself. That's why I think that if anyone goes through weight loss, I feel like therapy is a great thing. I think photos are a great thing to show where you came from. Maybe the rapidness is what made me like get into like such a bad mental state, but you definitely have to be careful with it, because I don't know, I don't want anyone to have such success with weight loss and not be happy with themselves. But yeah, this was my weight loss. I really don't know what else to like talk about. If you have any questions, any comments, if you'd like to know anything, leave them below, and I could either do like a part 2 on my weight loss. If you guys would like to see a fitness channel, let me know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my weight loss journey. Please be kind to the comments. Like my mental health just can't take any rudeness. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video and on my Twitch channel every single day. Links will be in the description below.